Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to all my biology candidates getting ready for WAEC, JAMB, and NECO. If you are serious about mastering biology and really smashing your exams, then trust me, you are in exactly the right place. Okay, let's jump right in. Today, we're kicking things off with a topic that is absolutely fundamental. It shows up every single year in your exams: living organisms. Understanding this is the key that pretty much unlocks the rest of biology. This one is a real high score, so let's pay very close attention. And just to show you we're serious about your success, look at this. This is taken directly from your official syllabus. We're covering the exact points the examiners want you to know: the concept of life, those key characteristics, the cell, and how it's all organized. We're not guessing here. This is exactly what you need to know. Okay, so here's our game plan for today. We'll start with the basics of living organisms, then we'll break down the 7 essential life processes. After that, we'll look at cells and the levels of organization. And then comes my favorite part. We're going to tackle real past questions from WAEC, NECO, and JAMB. We'll wrap it all up with a quick summary and some killer exam tips. Let's get to it. So what actually makes something alive, right? How do you tell a rock from a toad? Well, biology gives us a handy checklist of 7 characteristics or life processes, and I'm going to give you a secret code, a trick to remember all of them forever. The secret code is a simple name: Mr. Niger. Seriously, that's it. Each letter in this name stands for one of the 7 characteristics of living things. This little acronym is going to be your best friend in that exam hall. Trust me on this. It works every single time. So let's break it down. First up, M stands for movement. This is just the ability of an organism to change its position or where it is. Now, here's the part that examiners absolutely love to test you on. For animals, it's pretty obvious, right? We walk, we run. That's called locomotion. But what about plants? They move too, just more subtly. Think of a plant bending towards a window to get sunlight. That's a type of movement. Or its roots growing down towards water. Both are perfect examples that will get you marks. Next, R is for respiration. Now, listen, you have to be super careful with this one. It's a classic trick question. Respiration is not the same as breathing. Breathing is just the mechanical act of taking air in and out. Respiration, well, that's the chemical reaction happening inside every single living cell to release energy from food. It's the engine that powers all living things. N stands for nutrition. And simply put, this is just how living things get and use their food. Your syllabus wants you to know 2 big categories here. First, you have autotrophs, like plants, that make their own food using sunlight. Then you have heterotrophs, like you and me, that have to eat other organisms to get energy. So, autotrophs are the producers and heterotrophs are the consumers. The I stands for irritability, which is also known as sensitivity. Now, it sounds a bit complicated, but it's really simple. It's just the ability to notice changes in the environment, we call those changes stimuli, and then react to them. That reaction is the response. Think about it. You accidentally touch a hot pot. That's the stimulus. You immediately snatch your hand away. That's the response. See? That's irritability. And now for G, which stands for growth. The official definition, and you'll want to remember this, is a permanent and irreversible increase in size and dry mass. So why do they use that tricky term dry mass? Well, it's because it means that an organism has actually added new cells and new material, not just taking in water. It's a key detail that shows the examiner you really know your stuff. E is for excretion. You see, all the chemical reactions happening inside a living thing, that's its metabolism, produce waste products. And some of these waste products are toxic. So excretion is just the process of getting rid of them. For us humans, we get rid of carbon dioxide when we breathe out and things like urea in our sweat and urine. And the last R stands for reproduction. Now, this is the process of making new individuals or offspring. Now, here's the key thing to remember, and it's a common mistake. An individual organism doesn't need to reproduce to survive, but for the whole species to continue to exist generation after generation, reproduction is absolutely essential. Excellent. So now we know what living things do. Let's take a look at what they are made of. And that brings us to the most basic building block of all life, the cell. From there, we'll see how these tiny blocks are organized into the amazing complex structures we see every day. Okay, so on your screen, you can see a typical animal cell and a plant cell. Now, they have some things in common, like the nucleus that acts as the control center, but WAEC and JAMB absolutely love to ask about the differences. So, listen up. A plant cell has three major things an animal cell does not. It has a rigid cell wall for support, a huge central vacuole to store water and keep it firm, and chloroplasts, which are needed for photosynthesis. These three things, cell wall, large vacuole, and chloroplasts, you have to know them. They are guaranteed marks. You see, life isn't just a random pile of cells. It's incredibly organized, building up in levels. It all starts with the cell, right? Like one single muscle cell. Then when you group similar cells together to do a job, you get a tissue, like muscle tissue. When different tissues work together, they form an organ, like the heart. Organs then team up to form a system, like the whole circulatory system. And finally, all the systems working together make up a complete organism, like a person. Just remember that order: cell, tissue, organ, system, organism. Got it? Okay, so you've got the theory down. Now it's time to put it to the test, just like you will in the exam hall. This is where the rubber meets the road. We're going to solve real past questions from all three of the big exams. Let's do this. Let's start with a WAEC question. It says, Part I, list 3 characteristics of living organisms. Part II, explain briefly the 3 characteristics. Now, look closely at those command words, list and explain. And let me tell you, those 2 words mean completely different things to an examiner. List just means you name them. Explain means you have to describe them. And here we go. This is what a perfect answer looks like. For Part I, you just list 3 things from our good friend, Mr. Niger. Easy. For Part II, you give a short, sharp 1-sentence definition for each. That's it. By following those instructions exactly, you get all the marks. Simple, direct, perfect. All right, let's try a JAMB question. The level of organization of life in Hydra is, and your options are, organ, tissue, cell, or system. Now, this is a classic JAMB question. It's all about remembering specific examples from your textbook and syllabus. So, what do we know about Hydra? And the answer is B, tissue. Why? Well, Hydra is a simple animal. It has different cells that are organized into tissues, but it doesn't group those tissues together to form complex organs like a heart or lungs. This is a specific fact you just have to memorize. Hydra is at the tissue level of organization. Okay, one more. This is a common one from NECO. It says, state the 5 levels of organization in living organisms, giving 1 example for each level. Once again, look at that command word. State means you just present the information clearly, and you absolutely must give an example for every single level. Now, look at this. This is how you score full marks. Using a table like this makes your answer so clear and easy for the examiner to read and mark. You state the level, cell, tissue, organ, system, organism, and right next to it, you pop in a correct example. This is exactly what they want to see. Fantastic work, everyone. We've learned the key ideas and we've practiced with real exam questions. Now, let's lock all this knowledge in with a quick summary, some really powerful tips you can take with you into the exam hall. These are the absolute must-know points. Here are your power tips for exam day. Number 1, spelling. Spell those big biological terms correctly. A silly mistake can cost you a mark. Number 2, when you label diagrams, use a ruler to draw neat, straight lines. It makes a huge difference. 3, as we saw, you must follow the command words. And finally, use specific examples from your syllabus, just like we did with Hydra. It shows the examiner you've done your homework. And listen, before we wrap up, I want you to remember something. You've been working hard, you are learning this material, and you absolutely have what it takes to walk into that exam hall with confidence and get the excellent results you deserve. Believe in yourself. If you found this biology lesson helpful, please like this video, share it with your classmates and friends who are also preparing for WAEC, NECO, and JAMB, and subscribe to our YouTube channel right now so you don't miss the next topic. Also, visit www.examkp.com for thousands of free practice questions and answers. Let's smash these exams together.